All right. Our next question also has to do with fears. And the child gets scared and closes his eyes when water comes down his face, especially during bath time. So the parent has to hold the child when washing their hair. And now they're getting to an age where they can't take baths as much or as frequently as before. And they like to transition to showering. So how can this parent get their child over those fears? All right. The question here, um, for us, the best way you can do it is try to make it fun. All right. Making this experience as fun of an experience as you possibly can. So, what that means is that we might get water guns, we'll get sprays, we'll get water balloons, we'll do those kind of things. Now, it sucks because winter is coming now, but we in the States, we would usually do it during like spring and summertime, especially summer when it gets super hot. And we'll just go out and we get the child desensitized. We'll make it a game for them. We'll shoot water guns at them. They get used to having water all over their faces. And we're trying to make it enjoyable for them so that they don't see that as a feared sensation or a feared stimulus. Now, that's one way to do it, and it works for certain kids. Other kids, they will not do it, and then you have to hit the desensitization directly, which means that okay, I'm gonna have the spray bottle. I'm just gonna start spraying you up here, and then I'm gonna have something that you love. Like, oh, you love YouTube. I'm gonna have you start watching YouTube, and then if you tolerate it, I'm gonna keep on letting you watch YouTube. Whatever thing you enjoy, I'm gonna have you do that while you get this sensation until you learn to build up a tolerance to having this sensation. So in the beginning, you're doing it only a little bit. You're just like, and then they have to tolerate it. And then like, okay, now you can watch YouTube. You wipe them off and like, okay. And then as they get to tolerate more and more, then you do it more and more until you can get to the point where they're in the shower and then they earn time afterwards when they behave well during that process. Now, the other thing is when you're dealing with a lot of fears, the thing is like, oh, for adults, when they look at any kind of fears that adults are trying to get rid of, they first teach the adult how to handle their emotions or how to stay calm. So they'll teach them coping mechanisms like deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation, something that they can engage in to fight the fear off. The problem is for a lot of our kids, they don't have these coping skills, and coping skills takes a long time to teach. So we need to give them something to fight off the fear. So whenever we're presenting something that they're afraid of, one of the things what we've learned to do is have them start eating something, like something that they don't love, but it's something that they can enjoy eating, but not the highest level. And as they're eating, and we present what they're afraid of, and then we prompt them to keep eating, because when you're eating feels good, and the eating sensation fights off the fear, so it helps to manage that fear more.